The Hough Riots were a series of civil disturbances that occurred in the Hough neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio, in July 1966. The riots were part of a broader pattern of urban unrest in the 1960s, driven by racial tensions, economic disparities, and dissatisfaction with living conditions. The Hough neighborhood was predominantly African American, and like many urban areas across the United States during the 1960s, it faced issues related to poverty, unemployment, and systemic racial discrimination. African Americans in Hough and other neighborhoods sought improved living conditions, better job opportunities, and an end to discriminatory practices. The immediate trigger for the Hough riots was an incident involving an altercation between the police and an African American man named Matthew Johnson. The situation escalated, leading to Johnson's arrest and sparking community outrage. Tensions had already been simmering due to long-standing grievances. On July 18, 1966, protests and demonstrations began in Hough, expressing frustration with police actions and broader issues of racial inequality. The protests quickly escalated into violence, with widespread looting, arson, and confrontations between residents and law enforcement. The unrest continued for several days, resulting in injuries, arrests, and significant property damage. The National Guard was called in to restore order, and martial law was declared in parts of the city. The Hough riots prompted discussions about the root causes of urban unrest, including racial and economic disparities. Community leaders, activists, and government officials engaged in efforts to address systemic issues and improve living conditions. In the aftermath of the riots, there were initiatives to invest in urban development, job training, and educational opportunities in Hough and similar neighborhoods. The Hough area experienced some positive changes over the years, but challenges persisted. The Hough riots are part of the broader context of civil unrest during the 1960s, including events like the Watts riots in Los Angeles and the Detroit riots in 1967. These incidents highlighted the urgent need for addressing systemic racism, poverty, and inequality in American cities. The Hough riots played a role in shaping discussions around urban policy and racial justice during this turbulent period.